Hello and welcome to the John Ark Show. Today's episode is called Invisible Wealth. Before I begin, I want to encourage you to subscribe, like, follow, and comment on the show, as well as to tell you about a service called HollywoodIsCalling.com. It allows you to purchase live celebrity phone calls with more than 100 different actors, TV stars, athletes. A live 15-second call is $19.95, and a live 30-second call is $29.95. It's a lot of fun. It's a great gift idea. You can do it for yourself. You can do it for somebody else. And it lifts somebody's spirits or motivate them. It's a lot of fun. Give it a try. HollywoodIsCalling.com. Now let's get started. The first question is from Michael. Michael writes, a lot of wealthy people I know are starting to practice something called invisible wealth because of all the riots. Have you heard about this? Yes, I have. The wealthy and the elite have now been so spooked by the riots nationwide that they're practicing something called invisible wealth or stealth wealth. What they're doing is they're essentially hiding all public displays of their wealth. If any part of their mansions are visible from the street, they're putting up very tall fences and or very large trees to block the view. Instead of driving their Rolls Royces and their Lamborghinis, they're now driving Toyota Camrys and Toyota SUVs. The point is to call less attention to yourself rather than more. You know, they're no longer wearing jewelry in public, no designer clothes. Everything they're doing now is in stealth mode and is designed to reduce their visibility in public. Nobody wants attention. Up until recently, everybody wants attention. Now, they want zero attention. They want to be able to slip in and out of a place without getting noticed. They don't want anybody eyeballing their wealth or targeting them. They're increasing the number of their personal bodyguards that they use for themselves or their children. You know, and no matter how liberal a lot of these people were, you know, how anti-gun many of them were before, now in secret, a lot of them are suddenly carrying concealed handguns, and they're getting licenses and training for them. This has obviously caused the price of security services to increase dramatically as the demand for bodyguards and high-level professional security has skyrocketed because of all these riots. Another thing they're doing is they're purchasing more life insurance and more kidnapping insurance for themselves and their family members. Also, executives, the companies they work for, they're now increasing their life insurance and their kidnapping insurance policies. So this is affecting the marketplace. It absolutely is. Next, we have a question from Tommy. He writes, is it safe to go to the malls now? Well, Tommy, that depends on what mall you want to go to. Obviously, you'll have to check the area and find out if there's any civil unrest taking place. Generally speaking, I wouldn't go anywhere unless it was necessary. That's probably the best way to minimize your security risk during all this civil unrest. Cody writes, do you think that starting a gym in this economy is a good idea? Owning a gym in this economy and in this market has always been extremely challenging for a number of reasons. Just look at how difficult it is to compete with the pricing of the mega gyms like Planet Fitness and LA Fitness. They have very low prices and they have locations everywhere. If you're going to open up a gym, you have to do this with some kind of unique approach. Establish a niche of some sort. Make your gym special in some way. Offer services that nobody else is offering or that nobody else is capable of providing. You may want to bring in celebrity trainers or speakers. If you can't afford to do that, then bring them in via Skype or Zoom video for a video conference call so that your members can ask them questions about health and about training. You may want to offer other special forms of entertainment while people work out. The bottom line is you need something special if you want to compete with the established major players in the gym market. Ellen writes, I started a used clothing store and it's not going well. How can I turn it around? Have you ever thought about offering an online subscription service that allows people to try your clothes for a month and then rotate them for another setup close the following month, give that some thought. Subscription service are a great way to maintain ongoing cash flow. And just don't make these subscriptions long term. Make them month to month. Nobody wants to be locked in for a year or two. Next, we have Samson. Samson writes, I'm getting into weightlifting and bodybuilding. Any ideas? Yeah. My best advice to you is to stay away from steroids and all the other chemicals that people are now using to grow their muscles and increase their strength and stamina. All you have to do is check the news online to see the startling increase in the number of deaths of bodybuilders, weightlifters, professional football players, professional wrestlers, and other athletes that at one time dramatically increased their physical size early in their careers, only to suddenly drop dead in their 40s or 50s because of all the steroids and the chemicals they pumped into their body for all those years. The human body can only endure so much, so stay away from the chemicals. The other problem is that a lot of these steroids and chemicals are made in these terrible basement bathtubs in China or Mexico by people who learn how to cook up these chemicals by watching YouTube videos. They think that everything they see on YouTube is real. They have no idea that a lot of these YouTube how-to videos have been created by teenage pranksters who are making these formulas and these chemicals up, and they're hoping that other morons watching these videos will believe them and start cooking up these bogus and counterfeit chemicals and supplements and then using them. It's really, really dangerous. Best advice I can give you is to stay away from all that nonsense and just eat well. Eat natural foods. Don't eat any of the garbage. Dave writes, my daughter wants a massive $50,000 wedding. What should I do? Well, give her a choice. Tell her she can have a large one-night party that costs 50 grand and is what some people call a wedding, or she can have a much smaller ceremony and celebration for $5,000, and that you'll give her the other $45,000 as a down payment on the purchase of a new house. Try and talk some sense into her. Remember to remind her that that wedding is going to be over in one night, but the house, that could last a lifetime. Also remind her that because of all the challenging times, the social distancing and the massive economic problems and the unemployment, it's not like people are rushing out to go to weddings or they're giving very generous wedding gifts like they used to. That's not happening very often now. Everybody is cutting back. So have her look hard and very seriously at that house purchasing option. Next, we have a question from Victor. Victor writes, my father has fallen down and broken his hip. I'm very worried about him. What should I do? You should talk to his doctor and see if he recommends any kind of core exercises or physical therapy that would strengthen your father's body and help prevent him from falling down again. When older people fall down and break a hip bone, that can be very life-threatening. And falling down a second time and breaking another bone just increases the chances of things ending very badly for your father. Talk to your father's doctors and his therapists and see what they can do. So with that in mind, I want to thank you for watching, and we will talk to you soon.